Okay, so after we gone through a frame 1 defense, now let's start looking at frame 2. And frame 2 and frame 1 are very, very similar. When I get into offense, I'll start breaking down the directions and how they apply. But when we're in frame 1, the hand was on the outside, and we're covering and trying to get as tight as possible. Frame 2, the hand would travel to the inside. And this is good. And let's say I can't get tight in this spot, and all they have this big gap that someone could put their big fist in. We would close that off by hiding the hand there and then connecting. And I should be looking over, like my nose is like in the bend of my elbow, and I'm looking over my forearm. If you look at frame 1 as a diagonal approach, and sometimes you can say we almost look under our frame, depending, because we're adding a little level change, but we're not gonna get too detailed on that right now. But when we're in frame 2, we're looking over our frame, not under our frame, and hiding nice and close. So another way we can start drilling this is, I think about going from, and actually I'll bring in Cole, we can do this together, is that let's say Leon is gonna throw a right haymaker, then a left hook. So I will go frame 1, boom, and then frame 2 on my left hook. So this is where we call frame switching. I learned to travel, boom, 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 into our frames. We'll go over that whole frame switch series in a second. I just did 5 of those beats right there if you saw it. But that's how we start mirroring or attacking with our frames. Like throwing multiple elbows, but from a very structured defensive standpoint.
Remember, those are the 3 fighting platforms we're always going to be in. Either I'm behind in time, I'm de-escalating a fight, or I'm in some crazy shit. One of those 3 you're going to be in, no matter what, when you're walking on the street or you're just in it. Okay? All right, so on the right side, we're going to do it off the hip. 1, 2, 3. On the left side, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then you just pick up speed when you can throw a little bit. Okay? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. All right, then go back to your fence and your rhythm and your time.
So, actually, let's bring back in Cole. Okay, so while Cole's getting his boxing gloves ready to hit Leon, my favorite part of the videos when we get to hit Leon and beat up Leon. All you YouTube commenters who feel bad from us beating on Leon, he loves this shit, man. He beats us every single day, so it's just, it's a little payback. We just don't put it on camera because we get embarrassed. Okay, all right. So Leon is going to work with Cole, and Cole will throw 2 punches, basically 2 haymakers, rear then left. But I want Leon, like I said earlier, to use, so that first punch is coming to my left side, so the frame 1, boom, and the frame 2, boom. And you'll see I'm using body mechanics to achieve it. I'm not just going 1, 2, and then my arms do the work. As that punch is coming to my right, boom, I'm getting in there nice time, almost like turning in to meet the punch. It's almost like I'm throwing across, if you look at my body position. And then when I come to the left, or the frame 2, it's like I'm throwing a jab. So we should feel aliveness when this is happening. We don't want to be heavy and laboring and only throwing arm punches. We want to make sure we're actually using our feet. So I drop my right, elevate my left. That gets my left hip, left shoulder going forward. All right, now I'm gonna get the right side of my body. So I drop my left heel, turn over my right heel. Now my objective is to get my right shoulder and right hip in front of my left. All my power going forward. Think about throwing a baseball or a football, all right? If I was throwing, get a frame 1 for me, please. And that's yeah. When I was throwing frame 1, I'm just spinning you right here. The ideal position for Leon to defend the punch would be this elbow, kind of like in my shoulder area, and this one kind of beating that bicep, and so he's almost turned into the punch. I should spin it right here, so a little bit better, maybe. Boom, right, yeah, it jams me up. If Leon, no, stay right there. Keep your frame, look down and away a little bit. Let's say Leon look down and away at his frame. Now my punch does something like this, right? We're gonna collapse him down. Yes, maybe he didn't get knocked out by that big punch behind his neck, But he's got a fucking huge problem right behind it. So one of the hardest things to do in the beginning of the frame is learn to start turning into it, almost like I'm slipping, but with structure in place. What I want Cole right to do is he's gonna throw a right haymaker, and pause real quick, and then a left. This space is horrible, which means, no. You guys start too close. If I can reach out, touch Cole, it's not good. You're almost better off just crashing the frame right off the bat. Don't let the guy get close to. When we're using a frame, we're hoping to have a little bit of awareness. And we're in here, it's a little different. Now we're just fucking like a blender, just like we're using a lot of frames to like attack. But in that first initial defense, we want to have a little bit of awareness, a little bit of space, and then we're trying to meet it in the middle with that little bit of rotation, okay? So you'll throw, just right now, big right haymaker, big left haymaker, okay? And you start from your fence. If I could have a suggestion, yep, and go ahead. Boom, boom, good. Yeah, that frame switch is gonna be a little, so it's gonna be like, boom, and it's fold. So when we're talking frame switching, there's a reason we do things. When I go into frame one, my left hand is just gonna fold in, boom, into my frame two. All right, try it again. Better, again. Good. Now, if I were to make one suggestion, when he goes to frame two, I would like to see more rotation of this elbow, so it's starting to turn and get the heel off the ground if it had to be perfect. Yeah, it's almost like he's throwing a left hook into Cole's left hook. All right, again. Boom, boom. Oh, very nice. Boom, boom, very good. Keep it. Remember I said try to get this to be right over your nose, like your nose fits in that bend, okay? Boom, one more. Good, so that's the use of a frame one to a frame two switch. We could also, let's say on the same series, a right punch and a left punch, we could stay in frame one by a concept we call preloading. Not my favorite. In fact, I remember learning this in the beginning and having a little difficulty with it because it feels really awkward. So my first frame would be boom, and then we would shift our sides over. Okay, it's gonna feel a little weird in the beginning because you're kind of like forcing your hands to your weird side. You feel a little locked up, but we're almost saving time from having to undo our hands or switch our hands, even though this can be pretty fast, to just kind of like swiping almost and giving myself shitty hair. All right, you noticed with me for the preload. Okay, so just try that. Could kind of add it in as a thought process here. So same thing. Boom, boom, not bad. Let's see, you want to go to frame two, not bad at all, good, yep. Good. So, if you saw in these initial things, the tighter our elbows are in the beginning, it's more defensive. The more we open up our elbows, the more offensive it becomes. So, let's take now this frame one and the frame two off those defense into a frame three, which is essentially an elbow or like a high guard or a raised elbow defense. So, frame one, boom, frame two, boom. Now my right hand is an arc down, boom, and into my shoulder. Guys, my right arm is just garbage right now. But I would like to see that my thumb is hanging around that temple line, I'm sorry, my chest line or my armpit line. Elbow is now making that diagonal angle, and my rear hand is at my lead hand is at my temple.